Ding dong, merry on high. Welcome to a Christmas run-up video of me. Yes, back in the studio. So, I'm indebted, of course, to my wonderful viewers. Thank you so much for your incredible donations. It's very nice of you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And to all those lovely people who email me in. Now, what is really useful if you email me in, by the way, just as a sort of thing, if you can send me URLs to websites that I can peruse, that's much better than sending me videos, because if I get a website, you see, I can then show you if it's relevant, if it's part of it, and I can share it with you, because people do dig up very interesting things that not a lot of people know about, and it's much easier than then sitting through a 2-hour video and going, well, what was the point of that in the end? Did I learn anything? Is it true? How do I know? Etc., etc. So, you know, if you're sending me videos, please stop. Thank you very much. Anyway, I wish you a Merry Christmas and all of that, and there'll be more videos before all of that anyway. So this is something that somebody sent in. A big thanks to Hugh. Hugh, know who you are, Hugh, and thank you for sending this in. So this is something that perhaps we should be slightly worried about, should we, or concerned? Or is it all in our favour? Is it for those kind, benevolent, wonderful, philanthropic government ministers who have our best interests at heart? Let's have a look. It is from the bills.parliament.uk website, so it's obviously official, and there is the portcullis and the UK Parliament thing. Parliamentary bills, and here we go, in red. Look at that, in red. Yes, if that's not a worrying sign. So, Data Protection and Digital Information Bill. This is a government bill originated in the House of Commons in the sessions 2022 to 2023 and last updated on the 20th of December, which this is going out on the 21st. Which, by the way, happens to be the winter solstice. But anyway, so here is the long title, and it is a long title, but I'm going to attempt to read it, and we'll see how it goes. A bill to make provision for the regulation of the processing of information relating to identified or identifiable living individuals, to make provision about services consisting of the use of information to ascertain and verify facts about individuals, to make provision about access to customer data and business data, to make provision about privacy and electronic communications, to make provision about services for the provision of electronic signatures, electronic seals, and other trust services, to make provision about the disclosure of information to public to improve public service delivery, to make the provision for the implementation of agreements and sharing information of law enforcement purposes, to make provision about the keeping and maintenance of registers of births and deaths, to make provision about the information standards for health and social care, to establish the Information Commission, to make provision about oversight of biometric data and for connected purposes. That's the long title. The slightly shorter title is, oh my God, what the hell does this bloody mean for you and I? Is it something we should be worried about? Let's put it this way. Is the government talking about it? Are Parliament about to pass a bill that's going to affect our lives? And the answer, therefore, is yes, I think we blooming well should be worried about it, because up until fairly recently, maybe ever since I've been alive, that sort of recently, I'm not convinced that what the government does has actually been of that much benefit to me. Just a personal opinion. You may have a different thought, of course. So let's just have a look at this then. In a little bit more detail, there's a couple of things that just sort of worried me. I noticed here, this bit was quite fascinating, I thought. It says, to make a bill, to make provision for the regulation and processing information relating to identified or identifiable living individuals. Now that's that's interesting because legally they would say persons, wouldn't they? But living, so are they actually talking about living men and women? I mean, we've been talking about this for a long time, about the legal fiction of how in a paper world of legalese, the legal fiction has been designed to be shuffled around. And we think, we have been duped into thinking that we are this capitalized, or should I say hieroglyphic symbol that resembles a name. It could be misinterpreted as a name, but it's actually just hieroglyphic. Hieroglyphic? There's an interesting concept. Hieroglyphic, can't even say it now. Hieroglyphic symbols, which, we think of, when we get a letter from the bank or from the government or from the doctor or from the DVLA or from any official body, it comes in this strange hieroglyphics that we go, it's our name in capitals. It's not. It's just a hieroglyphic. It could be. It could be a squiggle. Really, it's just that we, as pattern-seeking people, interpret it that way. That it is our name. But according to the Chicago Book of Grammatic Style, whatever the real title is, it's not in English. You see, it's not in English. It's in legalese. So don't be deceived. Anyway, point is, this is saying that it's identifying living individuals. So is it because that people have been pushing back against it and saying, I'm a living man, mate? No, I've got, my blood flows and my flesh creeps, especially when talking to you. So anyway, so that's that bit. The other bit down the bottom is quite fascinating. To make provision about keeping the maintenance and register of births and deaths. Again, just going back to the old birth certificate thing, when you were born and you popped out like that, and your dear old mum was there, and the midwife comes over and takes your surname and goes, you've had a baby there? Yep, we'll put your surname in there, Smith. Sends off that form, and already your baby has got a file now. There's a baby under the name of Smith. And it's waiting for your parents to go, should he be Jane or John? Should he be Roger or James? Depending on whether they believe it has a sex or a gender or whatever it is. And eventually they'll turn up and they will then register the name, the Christian name, although they won't put Christian bit down. And then there'll be joiner, and then a certificate and a bond, and then that baby becomes the government property and stock. Anyway, if you don't know all of that, ignore that bit. You can do your own research on that. So it's interesting. The point really that screams at me about this whole thing is, of course, data protection, data information bill, supposed to be there on our side. The golden rule these days is these people in power turn it 180 degrees. So if they say it's for your benefit, it isn't. It's as simple as that, isn't it? We know that now. We know that. We're beginning to look at the world in a different spectrum. We're beginning to just get like this and say, you saying this? Hang on. Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, sorry, I flipped it round and put it the other way. Because anything they say is for your benefit, turns out that's not what they mean, because they don't tell the truth. So data, it seems to me that they're just planning on some sort of system to enable them to share your data with whoever they damn well want, poke their nose into your private data, share your bank account, share your health, share your birth details, and all of this stuff. Now, bear in mind, of course, this is all in the legal system. This is all in the their system. It's in the public. It's in the flat earth of corporation. But of course, you are actually a living man or a living woman, and none of this applies to you if you just get out of their jurisdiction, of course, which isn't easy, I appreciate, because they've sewn up the world in such a way as it's made it very difficult. However, it seems to me another way of approaching this is to throw away your mobile phone, throw away the internet, throw away the computer, and not have data. because if you haven't got data, they can't share it. If you don't register throw away your car. I know car is a freedom thing at the moment, only temporarily. But it seems to me that's, the way out of this is to not have data in the first place and not engage with them. None of the above. It's just say, well, look, everything you do seems to be anti-human. It just seems to be, and I note the word seems. You can interpret that word perhaps more strongly if you so wish, but it seems as if everything that is being passed by these people in that particular building who think that they are our masters. Oh, master, I must obey you, oh, master. Even though, we supposedly have put them in power, we haven't. We just acquiesced and said, yeah, do whatever you damn well like when we registered on the electoral roll. And then we thought we had a bit of power with the old voting business. But it's all an illusion, of course. It's just theatre. It's theatre. They've sewn it all up. And so they go through all these sort of things to make out, oh, yes, we're having a bill that'll do this and it'll be helpful. And of course, we know it's not going to be helpful at all. It's not going to be helpful to anyone. It's only helpful to them, and it gives them more permission to pry into your life and control your life and let them force you into a world in which you have to sort of do commerce. Which is why the other day I made a video in the kitchen and I said, imagine a world without money. Imagine a world in which there was no money at all. You see, if you could get rid of money, and you can, it would be difficult, but you could do it. So much of that corporation world would just vanish because it's all on commerce. It's all on about getting your energy to get up at 9 and work till 5 and go home and be programmed by the television, and then everything that you need to earn this money. So you've got to put your sweat and labour into it, or you've just got to accept the handouts and acquiesce, and for those handouts you've got to jump through certain hoops all the time. And if you had a world without money, where you just helped people, you just helped one another, which is a concept that they have absolutely no notion of what that means. Because they don't even know. I mean, they're so brainwashed themselves. Everyone's brainwashed. We're all brainwashed. We're all living this very narrow spectrum where we go, yeah, but Richard, we need money because how would you buy things from overseas and how would you do this? We use this in there. We tune the little receiver into the cosmic mind, and we use inspiration, and we help one another. And we send out love. That's what we do. And a world is going that direction. You just have to get on the right bus. So this is, again, something to worry about. And as you can see, it's in the Commons. It's in the Lords at the moment. And, oh, you can't see that because I need to put it on the screen. There we go. It's in the Commons. It's on the Lords at the moment. It's got the final stages. Of course, it'll go through. Old Charlie Boy will wave his sword about, whatever it is he does. So he'll put his corporate crown on, no doubt, and sit on the chairs of the estate and, do whatever he's instructed to do. And that'll be that. So there we are. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy yourself on this merry festive season, bringing you uplifting entertainment every day as much as I can.